Now if you look at my birth certificate. Or these nuts.
Oh, no. We're not going there this week. We are not, mister, we are not going there. Do you fucking hear me? No.
No, I didn't fucking hear you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 7 of the Ignore the Backlog podcast. My name is TheRealPortz, and my co-host is EvilSpaceBunny. I wanted to say goddamn, and then this happened like microscopically. My brain was like, say goddamn, and then I was like, no, don't say that, say a new thing. And then I couldn't think of a new thing and just said your name. How you doing, Bunny?
I'm good. How are you, Ports?
I'm good.
Besides caving to peer pressure or pressure of some sort.
Pressure from within.
I think that's the worst kind of pressure.
I'm not constipated.
Oh, I mean, not that kind of pressure, but like the self-pressure that you put on yourself and over expectations. And then later on at 3 a.m., you'll wake up and you'll be like, you'll think of something actually really good to put there. And you'll be like, fuck, god damn it.
Yeah. You know, Einstein used to stand with rocks over buckets so that he could think of things better, because like being in that sleepy state makes you like your mind clear or some shit.
Wait, he would like hold buckets?
He would fall asleep like sit. I think maybe he was sitting down, but like he was holding rocks above something like a metal bucket that would make a shitload of noise if he dropped it. And then when it dropped, that's when he would think of his like ideas.
That's fucking terrifying and kind of weird.
Yeah. Imagine living with that. Honey, can we go to bed? Yeah, let me get my rocks. No, can we really go to bed? I seriously need to sleep.
Oh, maybe he was
I
like
gotta put math bread on the table.
Math bread? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Here's my Pythagoras loaf.
What?
Pythagoras theorem. It's a mathematical equation. I was going to say that
Jesus
the bread
Christ.
is in the shape of a triangle. Anyway.
Okay. That sounds like something I should know about, but I don't, like many things.
I mean,
something I don't know.
They say that you use math after you leave high school. So
That you do or don't?
That you do. That you're supposed to. Don't you use math every day, Ports?
No, not at all. Let's see. When I use math, I enter it into a calculator, and it's usually very simple.
That's fair.
Actually, like the only thing that I use math for is converting like network bits into bytes or shit like that, but they have calculators for that. Like they have specific ones that you just like Google and it shows up on the front page. You go, that's how much people use it. Like, who gives a shit? Like, the smartest people I know in my field don't use head math. Like, fuck that.
Fuck head math. You heard it here.
Fuck head math. Yeah. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Us idiots are taking over. Bunny, what the fuck did you play this week?
I didn't play very much this week. I kind of feel shitty about it, but I've been super busy, so.
Then you remembered how much I never play shit, and you're like, fine, he can carry it for a week.
It's fine. Maybe one day Ports will play more than me.
Maybe. Someday.
I don't think so. I don't think that'll ever happen.
Yeah. Aragorn's voice. This is not that day.
Oh my god, get out. I played more Minecraft. I'm really in this magic mod pack. It's an older one, but it's so good and it's been so much fun. And then I played Superhot, which is probably the most innovative shooter that I've played in years.
Let's dig apart Superhot real quick, okay?
We're not supposed to talk about it.
What?
You're not supposed to talk? Wait, what do you want to talk about?
Why are we not supposed to talk about it?
Nothing. Continue. Go.
Okay. I'm self-conscious now. Are the developers gonna break into my room and be like, hey, don't fucking talk about that game? Like, I'm trying to tell people they should play it. I don't give a shit. Punch me.
Don't you remember the end?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't give a shit. You know?
I mean, that's why I said that line, because that's
Okay.
what you're supposed to say. Spoiler alert. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It is a really good game, and it is an innovative shooter for what it is. It's very short, and kind of simple, but the story in that game, so good.
Well, yeah. What? The story in Superhot is good? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's the worst part. It's really bad. I hate the story in the game.
What the fuck? That's what makes
It's
it so
dumb.
creepy.
Really? It makes it creepy?
I think it just makes it really weird and kind of creepy.
It's so eye-rolly to me. It's like, okay, I get it. You have control, quote unquote, of my computer. I don't care.
That's the whole meta.
Yeah, it's boring. As soon as it happens the first time and then they reuse it, I'm done. I'm out.
You should replay that game again. I don't think you really paid attention to the story.
What, have I been wrong about anything so far?
No.
Okay. I think we have differing opinions, and you think that mine is wrong, and therefore I need to play it until my eyes bleed, or I agree with you.
Yes.
Okay. No, I'm not doing that.
That's fair. What else?
I will say that the gameplay is awesome. I really enjoyed the gameplay.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it's just bullet time, fucking whatever. I do wish that they wouldn't lie about what the game is, though, because they tell you nothing moves until you do. It's like, well, no, it does actually still move.
Very slowly.
Just really slowly. Yeah, but you can still sit there and dive to bullets that are on their way.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's fun. I think it's a neat kind of like concept. And then when you go through, when you're finished with the level, you get to see it all play in real time. Plus, all it does is say super hot.
I showed that game to my buddy,
Mm-hmm.
and I was enthralled with it while I was playing it. And then I got to the part where it shows you replay, where it's just going super hot over and over again.
Yeah.
And he was like, "How can you stand that?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And I basically didn't even realize it was happening because I was just excited to be playing the game. And then I realized you can turn it off.
Yeah, you can turn it off if you want, but like, that's funny because that's what happens to the character. Oh my god. He gets enthralled by it.
Yep.
Yeah. No. The meta in that game is just like 10 out of 10. I like games that do that kind of shit and kind of break the fourth wall every once in a while.
You mentioned that with the messenger. You really like the fourth wall break stuff.
I don't know. I guess I'm just really weird when it comes to a game having that kind of like consciousness to like reach out to the player rather than to reach out to the character.
I think that's somewhat of a polarizing thing, and you just happen to be on the side that likes it. Like I think some people find it annoying. I personally don't mind it. I just didn't like the way that it was used in this game. First of all, I hate losing control of things. Like I don't like when I would type, they would just type whatever they wanted anyway, and I still had to do the typing. Like if you're gonna show me a cutscene, just show me a cutscene. I didn't think that having me do a random user input made that any better. And then the part where they cut to they like exit you out of the game, I was just like so annoyed.
I liked it. I thought it's different. Like not very many games tell you to quit the game and then force you to relaunch the game.
Yeah, they don't. But there's a good reason for that. I am overall positive on the game. I know it doesn't sound like it. It's just when you like something, I have to shoot it down. That's what that instinct is.
You just have to shit on everything I love. Is that what it is, Ports?
Mm-hmm.
Are you mad because I love Outer Worlds so much and you didn't give it a chance?
No, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Oh, damn, that's worse. I also played a little bit of Risk of Rain. I love that game. It's just
one or two.
The second one.
Okay, nice.
It's the one that I usually play. I'll get like every once in a while I'll get a group of friends and be like ROR, and then we'll just like shoot the shit and just run around and die a bunch. It's fun.
It took me way longer than it should have to realize what you were saying, where you said ROR, but Risk of Rain. It just like sounded like a different word I've never heard, like ROR. Like what?
ROR.
ROR.
It's like when you screech records.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny.
So my list was short. How short was your list?
Pretty short. I did pick up a game. Well, sort of. It was free because Epic is giving away games like it's nobody's business, and they're actually good games.
Mm-hmm. Did you pick up the Messenger from Epic?
I did.
Good.
Didn't launch it. I don't know when I will. Didn't install it. Don't know when I will.
Fair.
But I have it.
You have it now.
And that's a game I've heard you talk about.
Yeah. I mean,
so
even if you don't like side scrollers, I think you should check this one out.
well, I should, right? If it was free. Like, who cares if I launch it for 5 minutes?
Exactly.
But I need to just get in there and see if it can vibe with me.
Mm-hmm.
So didn't play that game. Let me just go through all the games I didn't list or didn't play. Let me list all the games I didn't play.
Night.
Yeah. The only game I did play. Remember when I was bitching about the Age of Empires re-release? I was like, God, why are we re-releasing this shit again? So it's on the Xbox game store thing on PC for free, or the PC. I don't know what the fuck it's called. The PC
Microsoft
Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
It's the pass where you pay like $5 a month, or I don't know how much I'm paying. It was $1 for the first month, and I really don't know how much I'm paying now. It could be 20. I have no idea.
$1 million.
Yeah, it's my entire paycheck. No wonder I'm so hungry. So I installed it because it's free, quote unquote, for subscribers, and I'm pretty glad that they made it.
You got sucked
It looks
back in.
really good. Yeah. This is one of my favorite RTS games of all time. Age of Empires 2, real good. And the HD thing that came out in 2013 was awesome. Like, it was same game, and then they developed new content for it, which was crazy. But the best thing that this new one, pardon me, damn. The best thing that this new one does is, well, it does a lot of things really well. But one of the best quality of life updates that they made was you can queue up technologies and people at the same time.
Oh shit, girl. That was my biggest pet peeve.
Game changing. Yeah. It's like a tiny tweak. Oh, the other thing that's huge is there's a little counter below your resources that show you how many villagers you have assigned to that resource.
Oh shit, girl.
It's incredible. If those two things don't make you want to play the game, then you're hopeless.
I mean, I played it back in
99?
Yeah, I was going to say 99, 2000.
That's when every fucking good RTS game came out. Late 90s.
I mean, that was like the boom. Like, everybody thinks
StarCraft 1 was what, like 97 or something?
It was somewhere around the same time. Like, competition breeds good, I don't know. Like, having multiple people trying to do the same thing has that good competition atmosphere.
Yeah.
And we end up winning.
It elevates each other because you're trying to beat someone else.
Exactly.
And it pushes you harder, right? Yeah.
Exactly. But, like, if that, like, trend dives or drops off, like, you don't see any more RTSs coming out anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a couple. Although I guess Grey Goo was fucking 4 years ago or something now. Yeah, I don't even remember the last one they made.
The last one that I can think of off the top of my head was StarCraft 2, honestly.
Yeah,
but
that was a lot longer ago.
I know, and that's the last one I kind of paid attention to.
I think that's the game that killed RTS games for me. I did not like StarCraft 2 at all.
Compared to the first one, really?
I didn't really. I'm not a big StarCraft guy, actually.
Ooh.
But the fact that that was the only one, and that was the only one like all my RTS buddies wanted to play, I was just like, I'm good.
I mean, I can see that. Like, I don't know. I like space shit, so I was always more attracted to StarCraft, but I didn't play StarCraft 2 as much as I did the first one because I just didn't have time to, like, get good back at the macro and all that shit and managing units again. Plus, I just didn't... it was, like, the same game, and I'm like, I used to play this a million years ago. I used to be okay at it, and now I'm just garbage, and I don't want to get good at it again.
Yeah. This is an interesting thing, or at least I think it is. Do you mentioned you like space shit. I know space is in your name, but do you prefer, like, let's say Mass Effect over Dragon Age because of the space factor? Is that like how important sci-fi is to you?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes,
Okay.
not always.
Like all things being equal, it's in space versus whatever else, space wins.
Usually, yeah. I'm gonna say
Okay.
usually, yeah. Space usually wins. Like, that's why I was so excited for Outer Worlds. I'm like, fuck yeah, spaceships! And that's why I was excited for No Man's Sky, because fuck yeah, spaceships. Do I get to fly in either of those? Well, I guess I get in No Man's, but that was a shit show when it launched, and it gets boring fast.
Yeah.
But at least Outer Worlds has, like, such a great story that's, like, kept me going, plus all the characters. I've just been, like, phenomenal with that game. And I know.
Did you beat it yet?
No. I didn't play it all
What
this
the fuck
week.
are you waiting
I know,
for?
I don't know. I saw some stuff and now I'm like
Are
scared.
you like terrified of
I'm
being
scared.
it? Is that what's happening?
I'm so scared right now.
Oh my god. Don't let this Dragon Age you.
I'm mad at Dragon Age for other reasons. Fuck.
Yeah, I know, but don't not finish it because of one weird hang up.
Fair. I should go beat Dragon Age again.
Yes, well, for the first time.
Okay. For the first time. I'm just mad because he broke up with me. He was my boyfriend. I literally broke a controller.
Oh my god.
I was so mad. I've been like, no, you don't understand. I think I was like at 120 hours and like working him. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to be queen. We're going to get married.
Wait,
I'm
do you know how Dragon Age ends?
Nope.
Okay. I think I spoiled it for you. Don't go listen to our older episodes ever because I'm pretty sure I spoiled it for you.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about now. It's okay. It's too late.
Okay. I'm like, fuck, I forgot. You didn't beat it. Shit. I did that to somebody in, what was it? I think it was, I did that to my buddy who hadn't beat Red Dead 1 yet.
Oh, no!
Which is like the worst game you could do that with.
Yeah, that one would be pretty hard. Like this one, it's like so old, I probably heard it, and then I just forgot. Just like I forgot the ending somehow to fucking Dying Light. I don't know how I seriously blacked that out. And then replaying that again recently, and you're like, don't do it, don't fucking do it. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm having so much fun playing this game because the gameplay's so good. And I like running around, and the like movement is actually really good in this game. Parkour. And then when you're climbing that tower at the very end and you're getting up there, it all slowly started coming back to me. And like that fucking Celine Dion song comes on in my head.
Wait, which game are we talking about?
Dying Light.
Oh, yeah, Jesus fuck.
Yeah, when you're going up,
I forgot about yeah, oh my god.
And you're like going up that tower, and like all of a sudden Celine Dion, like it's all coming back to me, starts playing in my head, and I'm like,
I forgot that song played.
No.
Holy shit.
It doesn't actually play.
Shit.
It doesn't actually play.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was playing in
God,
my
that'd be
head.
amazing.
It was just like as soon as like I'm like, oh god, I had deja vu, and like that started playing in my head, and I'm like, oh no, and it was like slowly coming back to me, and then that quick time of an end. I was like, how did I forget this? How did I forget this? Like, I seriously blacked out.
Wow.
I didn't remember it until that moment when I started playing that part where you're climbing the tower.
You just gotta trust me.
Maybe.
Did I talk about Death Stranding last week? I don't think I had started it yet.
You hadn't started it yet. You started it literally after we recorded.
Yeah. That game's fucking weird.
Holy shit.
To say something that definitely hasn't been said by everyone else.
Holy shit.
I haven't been streaming that much, like at all. And that's the only way I'm playing the game, so I've barely made any progress at all. But I think about it constantly. I just want to know what else is in that game. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, I just want to see what happens. I want to know. I want to get all the answers." I'm like, I really doubt this is gonna have that.
No,
you know,
there's not
it
gonna
seems
be closure.
like it's gonna just be weird the whole time, and you'll go, some of it made sense, and some of it's just nonsense. And I'm fine with all that. I just want to see how much more of it is in it.
Yeah,
because it's really weird.
it's really weird. I think it's gonna be like open-ended and up for interpretation for you to basically
Yeah,
interpret what Kojima means. So.
which could be anything. This whole
Yeah.
game could be about his breakfast, for all we know.
I mean, probably.
Or the contours of Norman Reedus' face.
God damn it. I love the fact that there was the AMC ad in there.
I know.
What
I
the
didn't notice that until
fuck?
afterwards.
That was
There's
meta.
an AMC ad. Obviously, monsters in there. Everything is fucking so weird.
Talk about
Product placement is
sponsorship.
really strange.
Yeah, like that sponsorship fucking.
But
product
I'm
placement.
weirdly okay with it. Like, the monster shit doesn't bother. It really didn't, like, take me out of it or anything.
No, I just thought it was kind of funny.
I certainly don't want it in every game I play.
Mm-mm.
But
Where's the G Fuel though?
yeah, I don't want to be. I don't want Massive. I don't want Commander Shepard to be drinking a fucking Red Bull. You know.
I'm Commander Shepard, and I drink Red Bull.
It's my favorite energy drink on the Citadel.
So also, I guess this is nerdy enough that video gamey enough, kind of the Mandalorian show, hey?
Oh yeah, yeah. Disney Plus came out along with fucking everything that Disney's ever done.
Yep, including Fox.
Including Fox.
Yeah, The Simpsons is on there.
Oh, is it really?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. Weird that they don't have a category for that, because I just browsed by like their collections or whatever,
Yeah.
and there's like not that many of them. A lot of it's missing. Like I had to like dig real deep for Darkwing Duck.
Oh man. Fuck. Now I'm gonna watch that. Thank you. Love that.
You're welcome.
But yeah, what did you think of it?
Yeah. So just watching the trailers and shit, I was super hyped about the show. Mandalorian.
Same. Yeah. No.
I'm a bigger Star Wars fan than I thought. And I think this show helped me realize that. I just like every time Star Wars shit starts happening, I get a little excited. With the exception of the two previous main story movies. But
Fair. Continue.
The last two, you know, Luke whatever fucking Force Luke Awakens Jedi Last Return of whatever, I don't give a shit.
Use your words.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to expect. I still don't exactly know when it's supposed to be set. Because I didn't look that up beforehand or after, apparently.
It says.
In the show?
Not in the show. It says in the summary. It's right after The Empire Falls. So it's after the first 3 movies. Or the first 6 movies.
Really?
Yes. So The Empire Falls.
Oh.
So this is before Force Awakens and all that shit.
Okay. So we should say spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers up for days, boys and girls.
Spoilers for Mandalorian for the next, I don't know, 10 minutes or something.
Probably.
So that's not Yoda?
No, Yoda's dead.
Yeah, apparently. But
We don't know who he is.
what the fuck?
Isn't he cute though? He's so cute.
That is... Yeah, he's very cute. Did you know that race doesn't have a name?
It doesn't. Yoda was thought to be only one of his kind, so...
No. Nope.
Really?
That's not true either. Nope.
Oh, that's what
There's been 3 in the movies. Well, no, there's been 2 in the movies. And then 1 in the Clone Wars, like, TV series.
Oh, I forgot about Clone Wars. And I guess that's canon now.
But there's a girl, one of them, in episode 1. Sitting on the council with everybody.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
And her name is Yaddle.
Yaddle.
And the other guy's name from the Clone Wars is Yoder.
Yoger? Did they all just...
Yoder.
Yoder.
Yeah.
Yoder!
So it's all just like, they took Yoda and they're like, I don't know, fucking other Y names. Yaddle and Yoder. Yep, there we go. Done. Ship them out.
Ship it. Make merchandise.
There's Lazy as the guy who named the Anteater.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, he's pretty cute. Confession time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge Star Wars nerd.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Wait, do you? Oh, this is why you were like, Josh doesn't like them either. You like those movies, don't you? You like the new ones.
I do like the new ones, but
Yeah.
I used to read the books as a kid.
Okay, I read a couple.
Okay, good. I don't feel so nerdy
Back when
now.
I was into reading.
Oh my god. But yeah, I used to read a lot of stuff about Boba Fett because he's like my favorite character in all of the.
Can I ask how the hell that started?
What do you mean?
How do you even get into Boba Fett? How?
I don't know.
What has that guy ever done?
He's just fucking awesome and cool and like.
He just looks cool. Yeah, that's it, right? That's the only thing.
Also, he doesn't talk very much, and it's that whole like mysterious man sort of thing. Big crush on Boba growing up.
Because all he does is fall into a pit and freeze Han Solo. Those are the 2 feats that he accomplished.
I mean, he doesn't die in that pit. Spoilers.
Okay. Doesn't it take 1,000 years for anything to die in that pit? So yeah, it doesn't really surprise me.
I mean, yeah. So like, there's books after with Boba.
Yeah, but it's not canon anymore, so shut the fuck up.
I mean, the legacy, they're calling it, I believe, legacy. But who knows? Maybe he'll make a reappearance, because I don't think they'll kill him off as a character. So that would be cool to see him come back, because he's a Mandalorian too, so that would make me happy. I don't know. The thing I noticed about this is like, it felt more so, not to shit on the new ones, but this felt more Star Wars to me, these 2 episodes, than both of those new movies.
Well, I'll say Rogue One feels more like Star Wars than anything has since the original. Rogue One is probably my favorite Star Wars movie ever.
I think that's Josh's favorite too. That's so funny.
And I am a prequel apologist. I'll get that out right now. I think they're fine.
Oh no.
Who gives a fuck about midichlorians? It doesn't matter how the Force works. And Jar Jar is dumb, but so is Smeagol.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
So my expectations were like nothing for this, other than what I saw in the trailers, which was just fucking this bounty hunter being a fucking badass. Mm-hmm. There's way less of that than I was expecting. Him being a badass. He's actually having a rough go of it.
Yeah.
he's like down on his luck fucking bounty hunter. I mean, he's obviously skilled, but he does get his butt kicked a whole bunch.
Oh yeah.
Mostly by wildlife.
Mostly by wildlife. That's the only thing killing him. Humans or humanoids and aliens like of humanoid shape. Like, it was just like beast kicking his ass. It was pretty funny. The
interaction between him and the bounty hunter droid was dope.
I loved it.
I liked that shit. I'm interested in him as a character because at first he seems all business, like money first and all this shit, and then he sees the kid, and then he betrays the fucking bounty hunter code to kill the other robot so he doesn't kill the target, the little baby Yoda or Yoda. Yeah,
we don't know what it is.
I don't know why I'm stuck on this, but I was doing a lot of Googling about the race of Yoda. And there's wiki, like Star Wars wiki. I don't know if it's a Wikipedia or what, some Star Wars fan wiki made a mention to them being like Grogniks or something, but they didn't have a page for that species or any sort of reference for why they called it that.
I wonder.
It's very strange.
I wonder if there's something in the Star Wars encyclopedia. I think I have like 2 or 3 of them. My brother might have them right now.
Oh, you should.
I'll have to dig them up.
Do some research.
I'll have to dig them up.
Do some reporting.
I'll look. I'll ask around and I'll ask my brother if he still has them, because like me and my brother, we grew up on that shit, and that was like our jam. Like my brother was obsessed with C3PO, and like he tried talking like him all the time.
Oh God, that must have been annoying as fuck.
It was really funny and stupid. But I'm excited to see where this series is gonna go. I was like really pumped, and I kind of want to watch the last episode that just came out, the second one, again.
I do too. Yeah, I saw a bunch of people saying, I watched the first episode like 14 times." I'm like, nothing happens in that except at the end.
Yeah, no.
But the second episode is a lot more. There's a lot more going on.
Yeah.
First of all, the way they say "fuck you" with the little Yoda dude coming up to his arm using a force motion toward him at his wound or whatever, I was like, they are toying with us so hard. And I did not think they were going to reveal his force powers that early, like in the same episode. That came as a big surprise.
I didn't think so either, but I thought it was,
I also thought it was Yoda. And I thought that was the confirmation that it was Yoda, that he had force powers. Because, like, is everyone of this species fucking force sensitive?
Potentially. Like, we don't know that.
Yeah.
We don't know much about Yoda's race to begin with, so.
Yeah. Maybe we'll find out more. The other thing that's weird is it feels weirdly about the baby and not about the Mandalorian, of which the show's named after.
I think the baby's going to have a huge factor in it, but I think it's going to be about both of them, like tag teaming.
Yeah.
And then, like, being a bunch of, rootin' tootin' bounty hunters.
I do like the sort of like playful, target's 50 years old. All right, we're looking for a 50-year-old. And it's like, oh, fuck, it's a baby. And this species, 50-year-olds are babies. I think shit like that, it's like corny, but it's fun. You know, it's just a fun thing to do.
Yeah, I was like, it's that egg thing. I'm like, is it a droid? Is it an android? I'm like, that would be cool if it's an android. Oh, it's a baby. And then, yeah, I was like, oh, it's Yoda, baby. I'm like, oh my God, I want it so much.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, overall, I love it. I think it's fucking great.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited again.
The way he casually murdered those Jawas was kind of shocking. I don't know why.
Fuck Jawas, dude. They're assholes.
No, I agree, but I just, for some reason, I was just like, oh, wow, like just disintegrated, like, holy fuck.
They just straight up, fucking poof, disappeared.
It makes sense. Like, they destroyed his fucking livelihood. I would have done the same thing, but Jesus Christ.
Yep. 10 out of 10.
It's very good. It started me down a path of watching. I had seen episode 1 kind of recently, so I started watching Attack of the Clones. I think it's fine, and I'll say this. Look, I am the world's biggest Christian Haydenson hater. I think he's like a big problem with the prequels.
Yeah.
But I actually think that the moments where he and Padme are just being like sweet are kind of good. They do the romance thing pretty well. It's just all the other shit that they don't do well, like fighting and like being terrible.
What does he say about sand? He's like, I hate the beach or the sand or some shit. It's rough and it's coarse and it's like such.
Yeah, I hate sand.
It's literally one of the worst lines ever.
But it's believable. Like, you've been in love with a dude. Don't dudes in love say the stupidest fucking shit?
Probably.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
it's not that bad. Like, yes, it's stupid, but it's like makes sense for that stupid character, right?
I mean, yeah.
He's a stupid character.
He's never had a
not poorly written. Well, it's a little bit poorly written in a lot of parts. Like not just yeah. I don't know. I think I'm just on a Star Wars high. Don't use any of this against me.
I won't. I'll totally use it against you at some later date or time.
All right.
So you didn't play Sonic growing up, did you?
No. I did not.
How did you feel about the Sonic trailer when that first got launched? Did you even watch it?
So the first time around?
Yes.
I thought, that is exactly what Sonic deserves. I was like, all you stupid fucking Sonic fans deserve it. That is literally my first thought.
Oh my God, you monster. Yeah, so the redesign happened this week. they painstakingly went through the whole film and redesigned the Sonic model. And I don't know if they did reshoots or what, or if they just edited over where he's supposed to go. But I will say, like, I'm not the biggest Sonic fan ever, but it does look a lot better compared to what it was before. It was like this weird monster, like, knockoff brand Sonic. As soon as, yeah, that's what I saw. I was like, oh god, this thing's like when you go to buy a Prada bag from, like, somebody's trunk. And they're like, yeah, these are Prada bags. And it's like spelled wrong or slightly different font size.
Yeah.
And you're like
a Rolex with like Casio scratched out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I was just like, oh, but I mean, I'm glad that they listened to their fans because, like, it was a huge outcry on the internet. Everybody was making memes of it, like, all over the place because of how bad it was. And the fact that they changed it,
yeah.
I mean, props to them. Props to them.
I wonder if there's any way they make money. Because I'm sure reshooting it was expensive as goddamn hell.
I don't think they reshot anything. I think they just edited over.
Why did it take him so long then? Like, I feel like it got delayed almost a year, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure, though.
It's a long time. Like, even the time it took is, like, money.
Yeah.
I don't know. They got investors, is all I'm saying.
I mean, they definitely have investors. Who knows? We'll have to see when it actually comes out and see how
I think
it does.
it being separated from the Pikachu movie helps them.
Yeah, probably. Since Pikachu came out and it was supposed to come out around the same time, and then everybody freaked out and they're like, no, we don't want this. Please, no. And they're like, oh, shit. And they're like, it's like a weird, like a dude flashing you on the street, and he's like, opens up his trench coat, and you're like, no, don't want. And he's like, oh shit, sorry, and like covers himself and runs off.
Yeah, that's usually how that goes.
What else in news time? What would you like to talk about, sir? There's so many topics.
That's a good question.
Today.
There's so many things. Real quick, before we drift too far from Star Wars.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was shitting on the Fallen Order a little bit because of the main character and shit like that. But I will say what I've seen in that game, even though it looks kind of like a broken mess. Like, I've seen like frame rate issues, like some of the textures look bad, like some of the design even like of the world looks like they're not done with it. Like, they just like designed an area and it was like halfway through development. And they're like, yeah, this is good enough. But what I have seen of the gameplay looks so fun.
It looks, yeah, I'm having
really fun.
Mixed feelings on it. I'll probably pick it up when it goes on sale.
Yeah.
I did have a little blurb on it. I thought it looks, I mean, I'm not super picky about graphics. That's never been.
It's not really graphics though. It's like detail isn't added in. Like, I don't know how much you've seen of that. I don't know. The whole game looks the same to me. Maybe I've only seen like one area, but it just like looks squared off. Like, everything looks so manufactured and not natural.
Oh yeah, I did see that a couple of times on a couple people's streams.
And that's more a design and like not polished thing than it is like, ooh, graphics. Like, I'm not a graphics snob. I play fucking RuneScape, but like, it just needs to be cohesive, and it just doesn't. It feels like they're just missing a couple months of polish or something.
Yeah, I think maybe they, I don't know. I definitely do see what you mean. And I have like seen those little things. There's like one part where you're like parkouring through a corridor on these like wooden planks, and they just look really out of place. And I thought it was weird. But with that being said, like, from people watching a lot of people play and like how much fun that they're having, it looks like Dark Souls.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are Dark Souls elements, but it doesn't. Nothing about the world. Like, nothing about how you navigate the world, and combat doesn't seem that Dark Souls. Like, it seems pretty fucking easy to me.
I mean, it looks a little easier than Dark Souls, but a lot of it is like, so there's the skill tree, kind of similar to Dark Souls. Also, the saving the kneeling spots. As soon as you save in your kneeling spots, the monsters spawn again. Everything respawns again. You get full health and you get your things. If you get killed by an enemy and you go back to fight that enemy, you get like this recovery buff, like you would regathering your souls, but instead this like recovery buff, I think it's kind of neat because if you're having a hard time against a boss or an enemy, it's going to give you like a slight one up. So if you go in with like half HP, as soon as you hit this mob that killed you or whatever, you're going to recover your HP and your XP.
I saw a screenshot that said recover midichlorians. Is that real?
I don't think I saw it. I wasn't paying attention too much, but I was just watching people who had like died in spots and then they would recover.
I couldn't tell if that was a Photoshop or a real thing.
I don't know shit.
I hope it's real.
I hope it's
because that's so
real.
stupid. That's so goddamn stupid.
I think that's like kind of a nice buffer. It's definitely like they took a lot of shit from Dark Souls. I don't think it's going to be as difficult as Dark Souls. There is higher tiers of difficulty apparently. But
how do you feel about them just like aping so wholesale the Dark Souls stuff, like the shrines and the souls?
It's kind of
because to me it seems lazy as fuck.
It is lazy as
you know?
fuck. It's very lazy, but like it's kind of one of those things. It's like, oh, can't beat them, join them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or like to be inspired by somebody, but yeah, no, it is very lazy. I don't know. As long as the story's good, I'll probably check it out.
That's one thing I've seen people praise, and I've thankfully stayed away from pretty much all of it. So I can't wait. Can't wait to see what it's about. I heard people call it the Star Wars Uncharted, which is like a really dope compliment.
Yeah, because there's a lot of good mechanics in the game that are in there. It's only about 20 hours though. That's
fine. I do not need an 80-hour game, as we talked about last week.
We did talk about that last week. The only complaint that I had, and I saw a lot of other people complaining about it. So when you're running around and you're killing like humanoids and droids, you don't cut off anything after they die. But if you kill like beasts and shit like that, or like little animals and stuff, you can literally, when you kill them, you cut them in fucking half with your lightsaber.
Oh, so you mean droids and humanoids there's no dismemberment?
Yeah, there's no dismemberment or anything.
I
thought that would have been cool as fuck, but that's just the psychopath in me, I guess.
Disney's always been kind of weird about that. They're like, They're like the parents that are like, well, you can't play Call of Duty, but you can play Halo because you're shooting aliens, and that's okay.
Ugh, yeah.
I knew a lot of people that were like that growing up.
Well, I guess in your community that you grew up in. I always thought that shit was weird. It's like in the Korean version of PUBG or China version, your blood is like green and blue and shit like that. Or like TF2, the censorship, everybody turns into sprockets and gears and oil instead of like giblets and blood. And
God, that's crazy.
It's never bugged me, but I always just thought it was kind of weird. It's like, oh, look, you're just a robot. You're not actually human. You're killing other robots. It's like, okay, sure.
What is that teaching people then? If they kill a person, then a bunch of sprockets will come out? Only one way to find out.
I mean, if you hit somebody and then they explode into a bunch of giblets and fucking blood, I don't think that's how most people die anyway.
Yeah.
But
also they're watching movies where people are getting killed. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
I think it's the whole aspect of you're doing it. You are in control of your character.
Oh, jeez. All right. Oh, my God.
I'm sorry.
I can't even right now.
I can't even right now. Okay. So this week I dug a little bit more into Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Did we find out why people don't like that game, or do they still not like it? Or
it's a mixed bag.
Because that was all pre-release.
It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag right now. So there was a huge issue with the game actually corrupting micro SD cards.
Oh.
So a couple people on Reddit and Twitter started talking about how the Switch save data just completely fucked up their micro SD cards. So, but apparently their data was safe, so they were able to do that, but the rest of their shit was fucked.
Did that happen to people that didn't save on SD cards?
I'm not sure. I think this is just people who were saving on SD cards. If it was formatted in a certain way, they lost data.
Oh, I see.
So, like,
okay.
if you used a certain brand, maybe. But, like, several people reported it on the Reddit forums. From what I saw, the game's about 40 to 50 hours. Some people are saying this is the best Pokemon game they've ever played.
Okay. Apparently you don't agree with that opinion, or decided to give them a stupid voice for no reason?
I don't know. I gave them a stupid voice for some reason because every time a new game comes out, it's like Superhot saying that this is the most innovative shooter that we've played in years. But
didn't you say that about a game today?
I said it as a joke. It's what you're supposed to say. God damn it. I'm just following the game. There's a couple things that I did see. So there's no longer random encounters. Like, you can avoid the people like you did in the regular Pokemon games. But when you go into the tall grass, you couldn't avoid random encounters. But in this one, since it's like an open world, you could see the Pokemon walking around. You could go up to the ones that you want to fight and kill them or capture them or whatever. There is a small chance of a random encounter, but you can avoid it. Like, there'll be like a random spot in the grass, which is just an exclamation mark and no Pokemon visible, and it's a rare chance of a certain type of Pokemon sort of thing.
Okay.
I thought that was really cool because there's times where you're like trying to get through the fucking caves and you're like, I swear to God, if my shit fucking runs out, I'm going to die and have to fucking do this whole cave over again, and I will fucking scream. Sort of thing. Because that was like the bane of my childhood existence. It's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go into a cave, fucking Zubats everywhere, god damn it. And so that's a plus for me. Some people don't like it. They like the random encounters, but I think it's cute because, like, the whole thing of it coming to the Switch is so it could be more visually appealing. And, like, all the encounters are pretty, and, like, all the moves are a lot more pretty. And so the fact that you get to see these Pokemon out in the wild roaming around, I think it's fucking cool as shit.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of getting rid of random encounters. I think they ruin every game that they're in.
Yeah, I don't like it in RPGs. Every once in a while, it's fine, but I like seeing shit walking around in the world rather than an empty world like you see in, like, Final Fantasy or in fucking, I don't know.
Especially in, like, let's take Final Fantasy, the early Final Fantasy games that had random encounters. Mm-hmm. In those games, you had to grind at some point. Like, that was almost a given. Yep. So you would go around looking for random encounters, and then after you're done, you still have to go to the place you need to go next. And then you would hit more random encounters. It was just, it's stupid. It's so stupid. It's way better without them.
Yeah, it's definitely way better without them. And, like, being able to control that kind of shit, I don't know. It's always better for me because I like that kind of control. There's a really good taxi service in the game to, like, get around quicker and easier than before, rather than getting, like, relying on your Pokemon to get around. There's, like, a weird taxi system. And I thought that was really cool because that was always, like, the pain of my existence. Was like, fuck, I want to go get this thing, but it's way the fuck back there. I can't get there that easy right now. It's like, fuck, I can't get it for, like, another 3 gyms or so.
Yeah. I've never played a Pokemon.
Really?
Gyms are levels, or what is that?
So, in each town, there is a gym, and the gym is like a boss. You go fight the gym leader, you get a gym badge, and once you have all the gym badges in the area, you go fight the Elite Four. I don't know if it's still Elite Four anymore. I think it's maybe bigger now. But you go fight the Elite Four and then the Pokemon champion.
Okay.
And so that's basically what you usually do. And like in the game, like in the older games especially, you had like a fucking enemy throughout the whole game that was that took another starter. He took the stronger starter against your Pokemon. And usually he was the champion at the end of the tunnel. So,
gotcha.
And fighting the fucking Elite Four for the first time is one of the hardest things ever, because, like, you don't know what the fuck you're going up against. And, you have to bring a bunch of shit because there's no healing in between each one of them. So, if you get fucked and you die, you lose a bunch of money and all this other shit. And you're like, fuck, and you have to start all over again. So it's like this uphill fucking gauntlet, and then you have to get through the champion. But once you beat it for like the first time, especially when I was like really young, I was just like, fuck, yeah. You know. So, shut up.
You were allowed to swear when you were a kid?
I started swearing since the 5th grade.
Oh, nice.
I was a bad child.
I wasn't allowed.
I was a bad child.
I didn't start till I was like 16 or 17.
I mean, my mom would slap me, so I still did it.
Oh.
I just didn't do it in front of her.
I swore at a video game one time. I think it was like 15, and my mom was walking by my room, and she's like, "Did you just say what I thought you said?" I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, "Okay." And then after that point, I was like, maybe I can start swearing. And I still didn't really do it around my parents, but I slowly sort of brought it into my life.
Like, I swear at my parents now, and they don't give a shit. Like,
yeah.
My dad and my stepmom, like, it's really funny because my dad won't swear in front of my stepmom, but as soon as she's like away, him and I will just banter and just like talk and shoot the shit.
Yeah, I don't swear in front of my mom because I know how much she dislikes it, and not from from her son. Just like she doesn't want to do it, she just doesn't want to be part of it. She won't watch movies if they have too much of it in it.
Serious?
Like, I'm just like,
just
out of just like not bringing it into her world. Like, it's fine. Like, if one slips, I don't give a shit. But I generally try not to, and it's not because I fear like what she'll think of me or anything. I'm just being nice to her, you know.
Fair, you're a good son.
But yeah, me and my stepdad fucking swear all the time. Sometimes I think he like extra swears because he's like excited he gets to do it.
He's like, shit, fuck, balls.
And it's fun. Like, I like that.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cute. Let me see. Oh, they did add, so if you played Pokemon Go, which you probably didn't either, there was like the Pokemon Go rating system, which I thought was kind of cool, where you would all like team up and fight against like raid bosses basically. And so it was like you versus like a higher super big ultimate Pokemon. And they kind of added that to the system. So it's you versus you and 4 other trainers team up against these bigger, scarier Pokemon.
That's cool.
It's optional. You don't have to obviously do it. But you'll be able to play with other players online, plus do the co-play raid things. A lot of people still complaining that there's not a lot of Pokemon, and there aren't. Like, it's a really small Pokédex, especially how many Pokemon there are now. Everybody's like pissed.
Yeah, that's really weird because this was supposed to be like the big new one, so it should have more. It's on a home console for the first time. Like, it's supposed to. They should have gone bigger and better than everything, you know?
But there's this area in the game called the Wild Area, and every day it changes. So every day the weather changes. There's like certain little merchants in there that trade you different things, and then there's random like berry trees and shit that you could get stuff from. And the nice thing about this is, it might be, there's rumors that's how eventually they'll slowly add more and more Pokemon, but we don't know if that's for sure confirmed or anything.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Like a slow rollout.
Yeah, maybe like a slow rollout. But if they make it like DLC and you have to buy them, fuck.
Oh, no.
No. Microtransactions.
That's bad look.
No.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, like, a lot of reviews somehow neglected a lot of graphical hiccups. A lot of people have been complaining on Reddit and Twitter and stuff about graphic errors.
This has been very difficult to follow because I don't give a shit about Pokemon, but it's still all over my timeline.
Right.
But so I'll see somebody go, wow, look at this, like highlight some graphical glitch, blah, blah, blah. And then like another giant post somewhere else about someone going, all these people fucking complain about the graphics, blah, blah, all this shit never happened to me. I'm like, what? That can't possibly be true.
I don't know, but
people's experiences with a console game are this different. I feel like some people are just ignoring it, maybe.
I think that might be part of it. Is some people are like, because like I saw on the subreddit, the Sword and Shield subreddit, people were like talking about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, how can you ignore these? And then somebody's like, oh, it's not that bad. It's not a deal breaker. They're just minor issues that could be fixed at a later date. And I think it's because we've been so fucking conditioned by these broken ass games getting released, like fucking Bethesda Studios and all that shit, like to throw more shade at Todd Howard. And I think that's honestly what it is. Like, some people can't handle it on a console because like it is kind of unacceptable.
Yeah. I mean, it is a Switch, though. It's Nintendo hardware.
Shots fired.
Like, what really looks that good on there? Like, Mario Odyssey looks good, but there's not that much going on.
Exactly.
I guess
that's
this,
the same thing with Pokemon. There isn't that much going on. It's like these cutesy graphics.
It's got like sprites and shit, right? I don't know. Some of the combat moves probably have some.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I haven't seen that much of it, but I imagine it's got to be more than Mario 6 or Mario Odyssey, because Mario Odyssey is just like, I like it. It's well, I was gonna say it's a pretty game, but it's like the visuals work for it, you know. But it's not complicated. Like I'm not unaware that it could run on like a $400 computer.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that too, but I don't know. It has been all over the place, so.
And the Witcher doesn't look very good on the Switch, I heard.
Oh my god, why would you buy that?
Neither
on the
did
Switch?
Doom. Neither. Yeah, why? Yeah, but I'm just saying, we're working with fucking terrible hardware.
I mean, that's kind of true. Like, Nintendo's so notorious.
You should just make a PC Pokemon game. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I would be fucking down. Pokemon Online, let's go. 2022. Pokemon
Wasn't there
Online.
a fan project of that already?
Yes. Failed miserably. Are you surprised?
No.
No.
No. Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
What is your history with Path of Exile? Do you have one?
I always try to get into it, and I get really hardcore into it, and then I realize I'm spending like 8 hours on this game sometimes, and I have to step away.
Oh.
So it's kind of a weird love-hate relationship. Usually one of my friends like, hey man, let's go play Path of Exile again. And I'm like, oh shit, it's a better Diablo, it's harder, and it's more versatile, it's
Do you find that the combat is kind of clunky?
No.
That was always my experience.
How long ago
It's just
did
like
you
the
play?
animations and shit. Oh, like 5 years ago.
Try it now. It's actually pretty fucking butter, baby.
Yeah? They improved the animations
I like
and shit?
it. I like it a lot. And
Huh.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I was watching this fucking video of the announcement of Path of Exile 2, and I got really excited again. And I was just like,
Yeah, because I watched Noodle play quite a bit, and it just didn't, I don't know. There's something off about it for me. And I would need to spend some more time with it, like myself, to really articulate what it is, but there's just something weird. Also, I don't know if they've changed this or not, but fucking around with like 19 different currencies is not my idea of fun.
Yeah. I mean, so
Warframe had the same problem. Like, why are all these indie games like obsessed with thousands of different currencies? What is that?
I don't know. It's just kind of a thing. It's a gate, basically. It's always a time gate or like some kind of gate to keep you in the game longer, sort of thing. Especially,
it's had the opposite effect on me.
Well, I mean, yeah, it doesn't always work for some people, but other people who are like crazy competitive like me, I get sucked into these things like really hard. But watching,
wait, competition has something to do with it?
yeah, I think. I don't know. That's how it was with
Like
Warframe
what?
for me. Like, I was like, oh, I gotta
What's
go do
competitive?
this. I
Oh,
gotta go
like
get
you want to
this.
be
I
better
gotta
than
get
the
this.
people you're playing with?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. I get that way. But then that just leads me to not want to play anymore because I run out of time and I'm like, well, fuck, somebody else got ahead of me. I'm done.
I get that. I get that too.
I'm like, well, sorry, I have a
Well,
job.
sorry, I have a life. God, fuck me. Is that why you stopped playing video games?
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm busy pretending I have a life.
Okay. But yeah, no, Path of Exile 2 is getting, I think it's getting tacked on to the original game. It's gonna be a new story overhaul. The core system's gonna be redone and everything, but all your old shit is gonna carry over.
Wow.
Beta testing is probably not gonna start until late next year, is what they said. Maybe even the beginning of the following year. So one of the things that I noticed and I was like really excited about, and I like fucking got so pumped, was gears don't have gear doesn't have sockets anymore. And that was like always such an annoying grind.
That was part of your skills, right?
So you would put the skill
your active
gems,
abilities.
Yeah, you put the skill gems into your gear, but instead you're gonna have this other thing that you'll put them into, and then you'll take your gems that have skills on them, and you'll put the supporting gems into the actual skill gem.
Oh, okay.
So your gems are now socketed instead.
Right.
And so it makes it a little bit easier to move around. It's going to create some crazy ass builds, I think.
How are they going to keep track of that?
I don't know.
That's so weird. God, that seems crazy.
It's like super crazy. And on top of all of that, they started adding more and more features to help people. So like you can't socket certain things into other things, and it will show you specifically what gems it goes into. So they kind of made it easier.
If they don't double that passive tree, then they've failed.
I don't know. I didn't see too much on the passive tree.
I'm kidding. Sorry to gigantic.
But I'm excited. Like it's still gonna be the same characters that were before, but it's gonna be a whole new storyline and a whole new way to play.
I feel a little bit like I think it's cool for all the people who are into it that all their shit carries over. But as someone who is like, maybe I'll start it too, it's like, that's still just jumping in the middle, basically.
I mean, not entirely, because like you're still gonna be starting from the beginning, but certain things of yours will carry over.
Yeah, but the rich people are still gonna be rich, like, you know. It still won't have that day one feel for someone who's brand new, because you're gonna be behind everybody who's already played the game.
I mean, that's how it is in every fucking game that's out there. There's always gonna be somebody ahead.
Yeah, but like when Classic WoW came out, there was nobody rich that first day, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That's what I mean. Not like I think I'm gonna be competitive in the top of fucking Path of Exile. It's just like that extra day one feel of like everyone's on the same level.
Everybody's the same. All. We're all the same.
It's not a big deal. I'm just talking myself out of a game I was never gonna play anyway.
That's totally fair. I get that. Yeah, it made me more excited. I might actually reinstall it again and check it out, probably.
Nice. Did you ever get to endgame?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
I fucking hated doing the labyrinth though. That was like my least favorite part. I'd be like, fuck, and I'm like, hey, I would talk to a friend. I'm like, hey, can you carry me? He's like, why are you so bad at traps? I'm like, I don't know. I just fucking am. Okay. Did
you ever play Marvel Heroes?
Marvel Heroes. I think I did. The fighter game? No, wait.
Fighter game? No, it's an ARPG. It's like Diablo, but Marvel Heroes.
No, I've never played this. I've never even heard of this.
It was so good, but it got shut down. And it was made by fucking David Brevik.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yep.
Damn, girl.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been shut down for 3 or 4 years.
F my hands.
and it was awesome. It was so cool.
Yeah, no, I can only fucking imagine how cool that would be. Shit, fuck, with heroes.
I had they would let you like, so you would like collect, heroes and shit, and they had, at the end of it, I think they had like 50 something.
God damn.
So, and the only thing I ever wanted to play was Wolverine because he's my favorite. And I leveled him to max level 3 times. That's fun.
Shit, you
That's a good time.
nerd.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
There's not enough good ones of those of ARPGs. I always thought there should be a fucking Star Wars one. Imagine running around with a lightsaber in a game like that. It'd be so dope.
Dude. That would wrestle my jimmies so hard.
Mm-hmm. Jimmies would be so wrestled.
Yeah, they would be super wrestled.
Rusted.
I don't want my jimmies rusted.
Going through a bit of a dry spell.
No.
Poor Jimmy.
Poor Jimmy and his rusty bits.
The last news story you have in here, at least the one after the Path of Exile thing, we can talk about since I brought it up.
Yep.
But it like makes my heart hurt.
Yeah, did you play Anthem?
No, God no. I'm smarter than that. I will buy Mass Effect or Dragon Age products
from BioWare,
no matter what. No matter what. Because I have to know. Even though I knew Andromeda looked bad before it came out, I was like, I have to experience it for myself. It's just like I'm that invested in this that good or bad, I have to buy the thing. And that's a bad consumer mindset, but I have it.
Obsidian, so like it happens. You're a fanboy and you become a fanboy of these. It's like me and Bethesda before, and like now I can't.
It's like me and Star Wars. Actually, it's exactly like me and Star Wars. I will see every new Star Wars, even though I haven't liked the last 2. And there's exactly negative 15 chance that I will like the new one. There's no chance. There's 0 chance. But I have to go see it. I'm compelled.
Fair.
Anyway, Anthem, not part of those properties, so I did not buy it. Because, first of all, what business did BioWare have making that in the first place?
I don't know.
Answer, none.
I think they were trying to
The idea that they're... Yeah, I get it. And remember well, you might not, but they had something called like Shadow Beast or something like that. That was a canceled project. It was supposed to be like an Evolve, and they canceled that as soon as they realized Evolve was a stupid idea. Remember Evolve, the like 3v1 fucking multiplayer thing, the giant monster versus the 3 regular people or 4 regular people. Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
So they were making one of those, and then that got canceled. Thank God. But then they doubled down on this fucking horseshit Destiny ripoff. And that went well. And then now they're going to spend more time overhauling it, apparently.
Yeah.
So, cool. Good for you guys. But just double down on all your fucking dog shit. Sounds good.
I mean, a couple weeks ago, Chad Robertson, he announced on Twitter that he...
What a Chad.
What a fucking Chad. After, he had been at BioWare for almost 15 years, I think. He left the company, and he was the chief developer for Anthem. And
nice.
I thought they were just going to be like, okay, well, we're going to wash our hands of this and not fucking try to play any more into this because we fucked it up so bad. But then they announced this week that they're going to be doing a complete overhaul and calling it like Anthem Next or Anthem 2.0. And
how good does that person's sales pitch have to be to the overheads?
I don't know.
Like, to whoever took over his job, this must have been their move to be like, this is what we're doing. And it's probably why he got the job. But what did he say? I want to know what he said so bad. Like, how could he have possibly said something? Like, what are the configuration of words that lead to this convincing somebody to make this happen?
He must have sucked all of their dicks. Like, he went around to
maybe it was that
chairman in that room and gave them a handy or a blowy real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, okay, I'm the greatest. He wipes his face. And he's like, Anthem next. And then they're like, all fucking like, yeah, okay, sure.
Is that what they're calling it? Anthem
That's
next? Good
Anthem
God.
next or Anthem 2.0.
Oh, internally referred to.
that's
Okay.
what-
Hopefully they don't call it that. That'd be so
That'd be
dumb.
so fucking stupid, but I kind of hope they keep it.
Actually, I hope they do. Yeah, why do I give a fuck? I hope they fucking do. I hope they call it both. I hope they call it Anthem Next 2.0.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
Oh, God. But, yeah, they finally announced this, that it would be a complete overhaul and everything. And it's one of the, well, okay, so they're working on that and Dragon Age 4.
Yeah, which I'll buy, but I don't think there are people left at BioWare capable of making that game.
Yeah, I don't know what BioWare is
Everyone has left. Casey left, fucking Mark Laidlaw left.
Yeah.
I don't remember if David Gator's still there or not. If he's still there, there might be some hope because he's like the Dragon Age guy. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if he's gone, then there's zero hope. There's absolutely zero hope.
Yeah.
Obviously, the doctors have been gone for like a decade.
They left pretty early on. It'll be interesting, and like the fact that EA is letting them continue to work on this or try to at least fix this game.
Well, I mean, it's probably not that hard to convince them because that's the success story of fucking
No Man.
Like you mentioned it earlier, No Man's Sky and Sea of Thieves.
Yep. The weird overhauls.
So it's worked for Destiny 1 actually was the same way. Destiny 1 was like filled with like almost no content in the beginning. And then they overhauled that with the fucking, I forget what it's called, but the first expansion, I think. So it's not unprecedented to pull a game back. I just don't think this studio is capable.
No, I don't.
Maybe they're hiring some great fucking people, and I could be wrong, but I just that's some things you should probably cut your losses on, right?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Just because you're renewing your energy for it and trying to overhaul it doesn't mean it's going to work, you know?
Yeah, people have that weird sunken costs fallacy where it's like, oh, well, I've already put so much time and money into it, I need to keep trying to make it work. And it just kind of, it definitely does bum me out. It's like the same thing with 76. They keep trying to fucking change it. They keep trying to fucking make it work because they can milk a little bit more money out of this shitty old engine that's incredibly old rather than build a new one.
Yep. I really hope that the new Elder Scrolls is on a new engine.
It has to be at this point. If it's not, I fucking will go find Todd Howard's house, even though he has nothing to really do with that side of Bethesda, and I will shit all over his car or something. I don't know.
Wait, doesn't he? I thought he did. I thought he was like big honcho, fucking make big overhead decisions there. I don't know.
I thought he was the like main developer for Fallout, like the lead developer.
Well, I think he's surpassed that though. I think he's like bigger than he's
super duper Karen hair developer now.
I don't think he's even, his title would not include developer. His title would be like director of something. You know? He's not writing code, I doubt.
No, I don't think he is. I think he just like manages the teams and shit.
Yeah. But maybe he only manages the Fallout team. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. But
what am I, an expert?
Yeah, obviously you're supposed to be an expert. I mean, we have a podcast where we ignore everything.
Slightly touch on every topic that we've slightly heard of. That's what we do.
I read books sometimes about Star Wars. What else can we talk about?
Well, I used to be really into Greek mythology.
I'm still into Greek mythology. Fuck you. Or any mythology.
Most of that requires reading, so I don't do that anymore.
Go play Smite.
I've played Smite.
The Smite.
I thought Smite was fun.
Smite, the fucking Smite tournament was today. Shit, who won? Billy was talking about it.
I don't know about any of that.
Anyway.
I couldn't even follow fucking Dota teams when I was really into Dota. Like, esports is so hard to follow because there's no geographical like affinity for things. So you can't really even latch onto a team because the rosters move so much.
Yeah.
You basically have to follow one player. It's difficult.
Yeah,
you know?
fanboy. You know.
That's why I was so happy that OG won again, because they were my team the last year, and I was like, oh, they're all staying together. Fucking, this is awesome.
Hell yeah.
As far as I know, I think they still are now. So that's cool.
For sure.
Cool. Bunny,
Yeah.
thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here too, Ports. I'm glad you woke up.
Thanks for digging up all the... Yeah, well, in my mind, I'm still sleeping.
Fair.
Thanks for digging up all these stories and making up shit for us to talk about. I'm gonna try to play more video games next week, because I'm getting the itches, you know? I'm like
getting scratchy,
sitting around not playing games. I'm fucking playing Red Dead 2 again. The story mode. I restarted it, and it's coming out to PC. It's already out on PC, but no, I don't hate myself. No, I honestly think that it is contending. I don't know where it is yet, but it's contending top 3 spots for my favorite video game of all time.
Shit, girl.
It's battling it out between like KOTOR, Dragon Age, and Witcher. Like, it's in there somewhere. It's so good. That game is damn near perfect.
Yeah, I can definitely see that with some games, so I'm right there with you.
Anyway, this comes out Thursday, and then we'll see you next Thursday for the next for episode 8.
Hey, Ports,
because I can count.
Where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitch and Twitter at TheRealPortz. Where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram under the name EvilSpaceBunny.
Where can they find our show?
They can find our show at ignorethebacklog.com.
Yeah, and on Twitter. Ignore the Backlog.
Follow us there.
Which it needs more followers.
We need you guys to spread.
Because I'm bad at social media.
Please.
Yeah.
Please help us.
What I'm gonna do, actually, I'm gonna go follow everyone I know, and then all you have to do is follow back. It's that easy.
That's a good idea. I'll do that too.
It's that fucking easy.
People.
Anyway, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And we'll goddamn catch you next time.
Bye. Good luck. Have fun. Don't die.
I don't have a closing thing like that. You do the same thing every week, and I just have I have to make something up, and I can't. I'm blanking.
Drink hater toast.